Politics is like a game of cards. You don't pick the cards, you play the hand you're dealt. After using up their dictator on day one card and the lock 'em up card, Democrats are down with only two cards left to play: Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And around the Democrat poker table, the question is, what's the next play? The obvious answer was Joe Biden. He won them the first poker game. Why not go for a repeat? Problem is, everybody sees the play coming. And the Biden card, no guarantee. He's lagging with debate prep, skipping out on G7 dinners, and now his son's convictions hanging over his head. Sources inside of the White House tell the New York Times Biden's grown more resigned and worried than ever about what the future might hold for his son. And the media is starting to question the play.
The people close to him say that this is the thing that, more than anything else, he wakes up, if he's briefed by aides on Gaza, the next immediate thing is about his son, or he is constantly in contact with his son. They speak at least once a day. So this is something that is going to add more weight to the president's mindset.
I think it's a very heavy burden. And by staying in politics, by being as exposed as they are in some ways, it has put pressures on Hunter Biden. And I do think that weighs on the president. Like any poker game, it's all about the odds. A prediction model gives Biden a 1 in 3 chance of winning. And after Biden's approval rating just hit an all-time low, even the Democrat numbers guru, Nate Silver, is saying Joe needs to drop out, or else it's a long shot. Most Americans think if Biden's reelected, he'll die in office. And now the question is, do you take the risk or do you make a swap?
I think a lot of voters have trepidation about whether or not Joe Biden will make it through a second term. And so they tune out these other things.
Is this because they have issues about his vice president?
I think it's also because they have issues about Kamala Harris coming into the Oval Office. Absolutely. Whether that's racism, whether it's because of her track record at not being great on public policy.
Do you think there should be a brokered convention? Get someone new in?
I don't think. Look, a brokered convention right now would require Joe Biden to willingly release his delegate.
But do you think he should?
I think we should watch for the first debate.
But what good does a Kamala candidacy do? She's less popular than Biden. And no one thinks she can beat Trump. But she's still here because no one's told her no. Or maybe she just won't listen to it.
I eat no for breakfast. I don't hear no. And many times in your life, you're going to hear no. Someone is going to, maybe even many people say to you, oh, it's not your time. Oh, nobody like you has done that before. Oh, they're not ready for you. Oh, and then I love this next one. Oh, that's going to be hard work. Really?
Democrats have a better shot of winning the White House with the guy that's about to die than with Kamala. As Machiavelli says in The Prince, to maintain power, you have to be prepared to act immorally when it becomes necessary. And that's what the Democrats are preparing to do. Charles Cook in the National Review says Biden's candidacy is nothing more than a decoy. Quote, Biden is operating as a stand-in, a widget, or a MacGuffin, whose primary purpose is to make it to November 5th of this year without expiring. The most powerful man in the world's been transmuted into little more than a game token, in a game that narrows down to this: Biden must win because Donald Trump must not. And the only way Biden wins is if he's not seen as too old or too incompetent or too misguided. That means he can't be seen as who he is. So the media has to lie to you about him. The job's simple: boomerang every Trump attack on Biden to better the odds.
For all his calls for President Biden to undergo some kind of cognitive test, it's clear to say Mr. Trump's remarks are not at all coherent in these rallies.
Mr. Trump's remarks have never been super coherent in his rallies. This split screen has always been there, will always be there. They are different people.
That's risky when your candidate looks like this.
I need to see some black folk on the grass. I almost gave up. Come on. I need to see some black folk on the grass.
You can believe it, banning books about black experience in America. She knew so long as she was denied.
So plan B, change the subject.
I think you got to stop making it about old versus not old versus fit versus unfit. And the ad is very, very simple. You keep putting on the graphic fit, and you show Biden giving, at the State of the Union, unfit. You show Trump fit, unfit. And each one of Trump's is actually very funny. And you go, it's all fun and games until it comes to nuclear weapons. We can't have unfit. This guy might be a little old, but his hand on the button is okay. This guy's hands on the button is not okay. And I would bring it back to literally end of world stuff.
Notice how the Democrats still don't have a winning message. It changes every day. And that tells you they're in trouble. As soon as Biden's reelected, Cook says that's when you'll see a shift. Quote, 23 seconds after he has won, this will change. And when it does, the reversal will be astonishing in both speed and scope. Instantly, all of Biden's senile tics will be visible to all. Within seconds of his inauguration, the scene will begin to cast doubts on the ability of any octogenarian to do such a demanding job. And when the last weight falls, it'll become clear as day that Joe Biden wasn't a presidential candidate, but a lumbering decoy. The media will turn, and the kingmakers will go to work. Hunter gets pardoned, Biden gets pushed out, and the torch gets passed to Kamala Harris in the first year, whose presidency will look like this.
To aspire to create wealth is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. If that is what one chooses. I, on the other hand, have chosen to live a life of public service. But I am all for any of you get yours if that's what you want, right?
We trying. We definitely
And so that's what this tour is about.
Every day for 4 years, it'll be a DEI victory. The media will celebrate the first black female president, and the deep state will run amok because Kamala is easier to control than Joe. Just like Joe, she'll be a MacGuffin to Washington's poker game. And when 2028 rolls around, they can say, thanks for playing, Kamala. We'd like to introduce you to someone. Maybe you've heard of him. Gavin Newsom.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.